11-year-old Eli Miller has been trapped in his own glass cage in fear since birth. His rare autoimmune disease has made the world around him deadly. Eli's life takes place in a sterile bubble, and every outing requires an airtight suit reminiscent of an astronaut's spacesuit. Father and mother, Paul and Rose, have all but given up hope. But one day Dr. Horn appears, ready to take on the impossible. This gives them new hope. The family arrives at a secluded medical center located in an old mansion. This place, hidden amidst the fog and surrounded by cold silence, is unsettling. Here, finally, Eli removes his hazmat suit. There is a flicker of hope in his eyes, but something about the walls of this house feels wrong. The first night Eli hears strange rustling noises, as if the old house is trying to whisper its secrets to him. He tells his parents about it, but they think it's a childish fantasy. But the boy is sure that the house itself hides something secret. The first stage of treatment begins. In a sterile operating room, Eli is strapped to a cold metal table. Dr. Horn explains that he will inject a modified virus to restart his immune system. But instead of relief, the boy feels pain rolling through his body in waves of fire. His screams echo through the corridors and his skin is covered in ghastly blisters. The doctor reassures his worried parents. That same night, he hears strange noises again. When he goes to the window, he sees a girl outside throwing rocks. Her name is Haley, and she warns Eli, the other children who were in the house have disappeared. Exploring the house, Eli comes across sealed rooms covered in dust and secrets. Ghostly figures appear in dark corners, their movements sending an icy chill through his blood. Haunted by eerie visions, the boy begins to realize, Dr. Horn's clinic holds dark secrets, and they could cost him his life. Quiet whispers and creaking floorboards have become an integral part of Eli's life in the mysterious mansion, where he is promised a cure. After another night of nightmares, the boy is once again confronted with the inexplicable. Looking around the room, he notices a silhouette behind a curtain, but pulling it aside, he sees nothing. An uneasiness hangs in the air. The boy jumps back, his heart racing. In the mirror he sees the reflection of the girl at the window, but turning around he sees no one again. He tries to calm down, but suddenly a ghost appears in front of him and an icy hand reaches out to him. Eli screams and tries to crawl away, but it turns out to be his father, Paul, who shakes him to wake him up. Dr. Horn convinces his parents that Eli's strange visions are just the result of the drug's strong effects. During the second treatment, the boy is strapped to the table again, and the doctor injects the solution. A searing pain pierces his body. As the procedure reaches a climax, a hole is started to be drilled in his skull. At dinner, Eli convinces his parents to leave the clinic, but Paul refuses. A weakened Eli returns to his room, where he is overcome by a new nightmare. In the bathroom, he notices a shadow behind the shower curtain and someone's silhouette in the mirror. When someone's hand reaches for him, Eli rushes to the door, but it is locked. Knocking and scraping can be heard from the closet the boy climbs into to hide. The ghost has inexorably etched one word: false. As silence once again envelops the room, Eli emerges from the closet covered in sweat and faces his worried parents. The next day, Haley tells Eli about a previous patient, a boy named Perry, who also saw ghosts. She warns that Perry disappeared after the third seance. Now Eli realizes, something sinister is going on in this house. At night, he is suddenly dragged away by unseen forces. In his reflection, he sees 3 ghosts dragging him along. They leave him at the front door. The ghosts open the door and the air outside, deadly to Eli, rushes in. His parents and doctors rescue him, but the boy accuses them of hiding the truth about Perry. In a fit of desperation, he breaks the glass, injuring himself. Waking up in his room, Eli notices a strange detail. The word false is the inverted number 317. Haley confirms his hunch. The ghosts want to help him. The code 317 leads to a secret room. At night, hiding from the cameras, Eli sneaks into a restricted area of the mansion. Using the code, he opens the door and finds himself in a secret study. The shelves are littered with folders, each containing horrible truths about patients. His breathing quickens when he sees the file on Perry. A whisper directs him to a file drawer. Inside lie folders of patient records. All of the patients who went through the third procedure have died. Horror and anger engulf the boy. He runs out of the office in search of his parents to tell them of his discovery, but finds only his father. Paul tries to comfort his son and apologizes for everything that has happened. He hugs Eli, but suddenly feels a sharp prick. In desperation, he realizes that his father has injected him with a serum. Nurses appear and drag him into the operating room despite his resistance. Rose tries to justify herself and promises to explain everything after the last procedure is completed. Eli pretends to faint and takes advantage of the moment to run away. In the hallway, he meets Haley, who cheers him on and encourages him to be brave because the others are afraid of him. But he doesn't have time to run away before he is grabbed by the adults. At the same time, Rose finds the tomb and realizes that all the patients are dead and buried here. After this discovery, he changes his mind and decides to save his son. But she is stopped by Paul. He hugs his wife tightly and asks her to calm down. Dr. Horn begins the procedure, using the Bible and holy water. She performs an exorcism. Eli's skin burns from the holy water, and his screams shake the walls of the mansion. But it turns out they underestimated him. The boy proves to be too strong. He subdues Dr. Horn's mind, forcing her to plunge the dagger into herself. He rises, and the nurses try to run away in terror, but the boy stops them. He demands that Rose tell the truth. She confesses that she once prayed to the devil to conceive a child, and that Eli is the son of the devil himself. Paul tries to kill the boy, but the boy blows his skull off with one look. Realizing his true nature, Eli accepts himself. He leaves the house, where he is met by Haley. She tells him that she and the other patients are his half-siblings, also children of the devil. They are caught up with Rose, who still loves her son despite his devilish nature. Eli and Haley get into a car and order Rose to drive them. The car disappears into the night, taking them into a new chapter of the story. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe and like the channel. See you soon.